Hey there, brand builders. Liz Nolly Tillman here, and welcome to My Secret Sauce, where I share tips, tricks, and success strategies designed to help you build your brand, be yourself, and win in business. Are you connecting all the dots? A little while ago on my blog, I posted a quote from Steve Jobs, who is addressing the Stanford University graduating class of 2005, and the quote went like this: "You cannot connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards, so you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future." Now, to me, this quote was a very powerful statement about faith, but it also forces us to reconcile two sometimes competing schools of thoughts or energies, philosophies that we might be wrestling with inside our heads. The first idea is that our past does not have to define us, right? Those are just experiences that happened and they go to inform who we are, but it doesn't have to limit us. We don't have to live there, right? The past is something we've lived through, but we don't have to live there. The second idea that this quote also invites us to reconcile inside of our own minds is that while our past doesn't have to define us, it is important to know where we've been so we understand where we're going. To quote the poet Rakim from the piece entitled "I Know You Got Soul," the poet Rakim says, "It ain't where you're from, it's where you're at," right? So, and that's exactly, to me, what this quote is about, but we have to have faith that that is true. In other words, we have to be strong in our faith and our belief that our past experiences, while they don't limit us or define us, but it's important to understand them, because if we connect the dots of those experiences, we get a full picture of who we are, our journey to date, and we can use all of that data as inputs to help inform the journey before us and where we can go. So what do I mean by this? Well, let me take sort of a ridiculous example from my own life. Okay, for many, many years, when I was a kid, like little kid, I swallowed a piece of cooked spinach, because it had like a long stalk on it or whatever, and it just went down the wrong pipe and I swallowed it and I almost choked on it. It wasn't such a traumatic experience in the grand scheme of things, but as a little kid, just the experience of having it stuck in my throat and having my parents, pull it out of me or whatever the case may be, prevented me from eating cooked spinach for many, many, many years. And even to this day, I don't prefer cooked spinach to raw spinach. So I eat a lot of spinach salads and things like that. But cooked spinach for me has to be very finely diced and prepared a certain way for me to eat it, because I'm still reminded of that dot that happened a long time ago when I was a little kid. And my challenge to you is, what's your cooked spinach, right? Maybe something happened that has influenced your relationship with money. Maybe you grew up super poor or super wealthy. Who knows, right? Or maybe you had something and you lost it and you're determined not to lose it again, right? What's determining your relationship in relationships and how you show up in relationships? What past experiences are you bringing into those relationships? What's happened in your past, even outside of work, in your personal life or whatever, in different aspects of your life that's tripping you up today in the office or at work or in your business and in your dealings with clients, customers, and colleagues, right? So there's always something from our past, but if we don't understand how those dots connect, we'll never be able to use them as inspiration and energy and motivation to moving forward into our future. So that's, to me, what this Steve Jobs quote is about. You don't have to be limited by your past. When I think of all of the incredible people who have overcome tremendous obstacles or come from very challenging circumstances in their lives, and all that they've overcome to accomplish great, amazing things. I think of my dad, who was pretty much on his own from the time he was about 8 years old, 9 years old, and how he, as a child, as a tween, hitchhiked from Atlanta up to Newark, New Jersey, and got a room working at the Colored Y for Negroes only at the time in Montclair, and earned his keep at the Y by cleaning up the rooms and making up the beds. And when he got old enough, he enrolled himself in arts high school. I mean, he was pretty much on his own as an orphan. He wasn't completely orphan, but he was pretty much self-sufficient and on his own, living this incredibly challenging, humble beginning of his journey. And the man went on to, fight in World War II. He was a Tuskegee Airman. He went to Virginia State, got his bachelor's from Virginia State. He got his master's degree from Columbia University, taught was an educator for many years. He was smart enough to marry my mom, stay married for over 50 years. The man lived to 100 and accomplished all kinds of things. He got every kind of civic award, educational leadership award you can imagine, and from these humble beginnings, right? So he never let his past define him or used it as an excuse not to move forward and step into the greatness that was inside of him. And that's just my dad. Like, history books and television and movies and things like that are filled with examples after examples. So I challenge you to think of those examples and be inspired by those examples that resonate with you in your own life, and to be that example for yourself, so that you in turn can be that example for somebody else. Because we can all inspire others by our journeys, but in order to do that, we have to understand all of our journey. So don't ever regret anything that happened in the past, because it all happened for a reason. All of those dots connected in your past, the good ones, the bad ones, and the ones, and all the dots in between, connected to bring you to right here, right now, to this space, this time, this place, this moment, to make you the awesome you that you are. And there's only one of you, okay? So celebrate that, honor that. And we know that originals are precious and highly valued, right? So you're the only one that's made just like you. So you are super valuable, and you owe it to yourself and the world to tell your story, to share your story, and to share your gifts, and to bring the best of you into this world. And in the process, you're going to inspire somebody else along the way. But begin within yourself. Be inspired by your own journey. Take a look at those dots and the beautiful picture, the beautiful mosaic of your past that they represent, and be inspired by them. Be motivated by them, and don't ever want to change any single one of them, even if you could, because you can't. So don't even waste energy thinking about, what woulda, shoulda, coulda, what should I have changed, or what have you. Instead, be inspired by that beautiful mosaic that those dots represent, that is your past, and use that as fuel, fire, motivation, inspiration to move forward and step into your purpose and live the best life that you are meant to live, and be the best version of you that you know you were put here to become. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. And if you like this episode and you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching this on Instagram or Facebook, please follow me. And if you do nothing else, head on over to liznollytillman.com and look in my freebie section for my brand new Find Your Purpose Action Planner. I just released this, and it's my step-by-step roadmap to identifying and articulating your purpose so you always know what your true north is, and so you can live the life that you were meant to live. It's free, it's an instant download, and you can get it right now. Head over to liznollytillman.com, check out the freebies section. You'll see the first item there is your Find Your Purpose Action Planner. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.